Chairman of the Trade and Investment Committee of Guyana's private sector, Dookhoo, told the newsroom on Thursday that the hemorrhaging of private sector employees was a big problem that required both private sector leaders and the government to face reality in addressing. He said the private sector has been dealing with wage inflation for almost 2 years now, noting that higher salaries should not be seen as the only solution to this problem. The private sector minimum wage was recently increased to $60,000. With that inflation reaching a peak, Dookhoo said private sector entities are also challenged by dozens of recruitment companies that are paid to hire staff for mainly the oil and gas sector. This has put significant strain on local manufacturing and agro-processing companies to retain employees who they have invested in training and educating. It is on this front that Dookhoo has challenged the management of technical and vocational education training in the country.
For years, we're talking about the Tvet and the management of Tvet here in Guyana, but Tvet, it's not delivering. It's all scattered all across the country. The government has made some inroads. I think all the technical institutes need to be looked at. The entire Tvet program, if it's not functioning, fire everybody. Get a new board, right? But this can't continue. Various private sector leaders have been crying out for this kind of thing for years.
Dookhoo said private sector entities continue to train and educate staff, with many persons being offered scholarships. He referenced the Guyana Technical Training College in Port Morant Region 6, East Berbice Quarantine, which has been supported financially by ExxonMobil. But Dookhoo did not spare calling out those private sector companies that have failed to adapt to the changing dynamics of the local market. He said no longer can these companies continue to use traditional hiring and retention strategies.
Many private sector companies have continued to use the traditional thing about, I got a vacancy, please apply. That is not working anymore. Companies need to go out there and aggressively recruit people. While we are saying, we can't find people to work, there are lots of people out there who don't have a job but just need some guidance. So don't buy the newspapers every day.
To this end, Dookhoo has backed the government's stated intention to import labor in certain categories of work into the country in the near future.
You got to stop. You got to face reality. We got to bring labor into Guyana, right? And it's best we bring legal labor and technician into Guyana than to turn a blind eye to the illegal migration of people into the country. Illegal migration means you don't know who's here in Guyana. You have no control over them. They don't have visas to stay. And, I think we should tap into the legal migration.
He said training locals remains important because no Guyanese would want to see a job being taken away by a foreigner. Dookhoo said regardless of whatever plan is put in place, and even if higher salaries are offered, people will leave and move on. He cautioned people, however, to look at the long term.
It would appear as though medical schemes, pension benefits, savings schemes, etc., that many local companies have are no longer attractive to a young person. But I would like to advise them differently. It is very important as you get older. These recruitment companies, fine, they're doing a lot of training. People are happy. I see my Guyanese brothers and sisters, especially the younger ones. We're on health safety uniforms and they seem very happy. But they gotta also look at the long term.
These concerns raised by Dookhoo were also recently articulated in part by Vice Chairman of the Guyana Manufacturing and Services Association, Ramsey Ali, and Chairman of the Private Sector Commission, Paul Chiang. For the newsroom, Kurt Campbell.